Good morning. My name is Kim and thank you so much for clicking on this video and welcome to my channel where I talk all about my weight loss journey and my efforts to maintain my 100-pound weight loss. I am currently on the WW Green Plan and in weight loss mode, trying to get down to my lifetime weight. I get 30 points a day on the WW Green Plan and 28 weeklies. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how I lost weight while working from home. So by trade, by craft, I am a writer and I work in the marketing department for a manufacturer here in Indiana. And up until March, I was working in an office. We had some somewhat non-traditional hours. Our days were scheduled so that we have half days on Friday, which is probably my most favorite thing ever. But then in March we were sent home, and while it has its ups and downs, its pros and cons, I do feel lucky that right now we're still working from home. But that has presented some challenges because working from home means I have 24/7 access to food. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have access to food, but it is so easy to find myself eating all day. And one of the things I noticed, probably like so many other people, is that I was eating differently and eating more than I was used to in the beginning of quote unquote quarantine. So I have what I would call like a safe number when it comes to my weight. And there's definitely a number I don't like to go over. There's a point where I don't feel like myself. I start to feel a little more lethargic. I feel bloated. And I know a lot of people use that word bloated as an excuse to go on extreme diets, but I just don't feel and look like myself. And so I was making sourdough bread and I was baking and doing all these things that I wouldn't do during a work day. And the weights definitely crept on. My exercise routine changed. I wasn't going to the gym and taking fitness classes. And while I was still being very active, my body composition changed as a result. And so come fall, I found myself in a place where I was really ready to make some changes. And so I rejoined Weight Watchers. Now, I first started with Weight Watchers about 10 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, as part of my journey to lose 100 pounds. But this time around, I really was looking for a way to get back to a healthier weight, to not be considered overweight by my BMI, but also just kick some of the habits that didn't make me feel my best. And so I rejoined WW, and over the past few months, I've lost 10 pounds. I'm inching closer and closer to that lifetime weight. But I've definitely had to make some changes, especially working from home. So in today's video, I'm going to show you what I eat, what I drink maybe, a little bit what it's like to be me, just hanging out at my house with my dogs. All right, so it's about 8:15 in the morning. We're not going to count what cup of coffee this is. It's just coffee. So I have my coffee. I eat breakfast. I eat typically right when I get up. And so I had an everything bagel thin from Thomas, which I showed you in my grocery haul, with 1/8 of an avocado sliced, 1 piece of center cut bacon, some egg beaters, and Velveeta cheese. And that came in at 6 points. I also have my SodaStream sparkling water. This is a really great way for me to get in water. I think it's fair to say that I would rather drink coffee than water. And so this is really helpful. And I always keep my basement fridge stocked with drinks, and I have flavored sparkling waters, but I feel like this just kind of helps me get on the right track in the morning. So it is snack time. It's about 9:30 and I'm definitely ready for a little mid-morning boost. So I am going to enjoy some cherry Greek yogurt with a little bit of granola and some grapes. All right, so here's my granola and yogurt What I love about this is there's real freeze-dried fruit in there. There's some strawberries, some raspberries. I see some nuts, some oats. The one thing that's so important to keep in mind, especially if you are trying to lose weight. So this granola is packed full of great food, you know, filling, and no food is off limit with WW, which is what's great. But if you are trying to stick into your points, it's important to be mindful of portions because it can get super out of control super easily. And if you want to eat the granola, but I'm just keeping it on the small side today so that I can save points for whatever I want later in the day. All ready? Huh? You ready, pretty girl? So it is about 11 o'clock and I am taking my lunch break. But if you're wondering, this doesn't look like lunch, well, it's not. So my dog Yeti and I are going to go for just a little bit of a run and enjoy some fresh air. We're actually supposed to get this crazy snow ice storm. I anticipate we won't be able to walk tomorrow, so we're getting it done today. And this is kind of like one of my work from home tips, is sometimes I just need some fresh air to help me get the ideas moving, but also get away from the desk, because I find if I sit at the desk too long, that's when I want to eat the most. So by taking my break at 11, I can make sure I'm eating lunch at like a normal time, because otherwise I'll try to eat at like 10:30. So come along, we're gonna go enjoy some fresh air. Okay, so I am back from my run, cleaned up, freshened up, warmed up, because let me tell you, I could tell in the air that that snow and ice is coming. So super glad I got that out of the way safely. Here, let me just like zhuzh my hair for you. Like, what is even going on? So I'm going to eat my lunch as I work. I have brought my laptop downstairs and I have this lovely bowl of Cincinnati style chili. I have 1 ounce of spaghetti for 3 points, about a cup of chili, and I'm counting it as 4. I made it with, I think, 96% lean ground beef, and it is a Cincinnati style chili, so it has cinnamon and allspice, cloves, really warm and comforting, and then 17 grams of cheddar cheese. I don't have any low-fat cheese right now, so I portioned it out so it's a little more points friendly. Tonight for dinner, I'll be making a green chicken enchilada soup using the Instant Pot, and that came in at 7 points when I put the recipe in the WW app. And so I'm trying to budget out my points for the rest of the day so that I can have a sweet treat. I don't know why I'm dancing. So it is mid-afternoon and I'm kind of getting into this weird time period where I went a little munchy. I'm trying to wrap up a little bit of work because I will pick up my kids from the bus soon. That is one of the advantages of working from home. So I'm actually gonna start dinner in the Instant Pots. Part one is just putting our chicken in the Instant Pot with a quart of chicken broth. I have free range chicken broth, low sodium from Kroger. And this time I did opt for just your conventional chicken breast, but I did get the split chicken breast with bone and skin. And so one of my secrets to my chicken soups is I always kind of use the bones and skin for flavor. So if you were doing this in a slow cooker, you could just use boneless, skinless chicken breast or boneless, skinless chicken thighs, kind of whatever you had on hand. But since I am working from home and I have a little leeway in my schedule, I'm gonna cook this in the Instant Pot with the chicken broth. I will remove the skin, remove the bone, shred the chicken, and then I'm gonna put the rest of the ingredients and do just a super quick kind of low cook on this. So I'm gonna put this under pressure, I think probably 20 minutes. And then that will be finished after I get the kids off from school, and I will let the pressure just release on its own. And then as it comes closer for dinner, then I will throw the rest of the ingredients in. Now, I'm also gonna kind of work my way on a little snack. That Cincinnati chili filled me up. And so I'm kind of trying to work where I'm eating some bigger meals that might feel a little intimidating points wise. It's like, I have 30 points a day and I don't want to spend 10 points on lunch, but then if I spend 6 points on lunch, I end up snacking all afternoon. For my snack this afternoon, I have some pickles. I love pickles. I'm weird. I just spilled pickle juice all over the floor. That's why I have dogs. I also have some petite grape snacking tomatoes. I didn't buy them because they were snacking. I was going to use them for some bowls and I didn't. So now I can eat them as a snack. So the chicken is now cooked. I just pulled the entire pot from the Instant Pot because it seemed easier. So I'm going to take out my chicken. I am going to remove the bones and the skin. I'm going to plop it right back down in there. And then I'm going to add this 28-ounce can of green enchilada sauce. I will be adding 4 ounces, so half a cup of salsa verde. This is mild. I'll also be adding 4 ounces of light cream cheese. And then we're gonna put that in the Instant Pot for about 10 minutes. And then once that's done, pressure released, we'll be adding 1 cup of fat-free half and half and a cup of Monterey Jack cheese. Now, I have no idea how this is gonna go because the original recipe called for heavy cream, it called for a slow cooker, it called for 2 cups of cheese and full fat cream cheese. Typically, I have no issues when it comes to substituting low fat for full fat, but fat-free one, I just don't like the taste. So I'm gonna eat my points and enjoy the cheese. But then it just doesn't have the right consistency. And it did call for 2 cups of cheese, which seemed like an insane amount of cream. Once you take into account a cup of the half and half, 4 ounces of cream cheese, and then 2 ounces of cheese, just seemed nuts. And as much as I love a creamy soup, like, all things in moderation, especially for my tummy. We don't need any extra like problems there. So I'm gonna get to work on this, and then once the chicken is shredded and put back in, I'm just gonna carry it over there, because you know what's over there, right? Like, totally. Adding our cheese, and I guess the perk is if you wanted to add 2 cups of cheese is you could put just this whole bag in, but like I said, to keep this points friendly, we're just adding about a cup. I'm making a giant mess, but then that's why I have dogs, so if you hear them growling in the background, it's because there's gonna be like tough competition for this just random shredded cheese that falls on the floor. And then I'm adding the 1 cup of fat-free half and half. Just gonna gently pull that in there. There we go. And voila, dinner is done. So here we have our green enchilada soup. It's not green, but it does have just a nice pastel hue. So 7 points per serving. And I kind of don't stress about my soup servings, especially when I know I've made it what I've put in it, but I'm ready to enjoy this meal. It is my favorite part of the day. It is dessert time. I saved myself 4 points. So I am going to eat a Fiber One cinnamon coffee cake bar, and I'm gonna put ice cream on it because you know what? Everything tastes better with ice cream. In my snack haul, I thought this would be 2 or 3 points, and it's not, it's 4, but I'm gonna count out the grams, and 41 grams is 2 points. So I have a nice little 4-point dessert. And I might throw some Ready Whip or something on there. I think, why not? Oh, that's 44. We're just gonna, you know, like, I'm not gonna mess with 3 grams. It's 2 points, it's 2 points, like, whatever. All right, so to close out this video, I thought I would bring you up to my work from home space. You know, when you're working from home, I think the most important thing is just to give yourself grace. So maybe it's a temporary situation, or you're always going to be working from home. It's finding a strategy where you don't feel stressed out. There's so many other things causing stress. Your snacking and eating and weight loss should not be a part of it. It should be something you're doing for you to make you feel good. And so if it's making it too much work, find breath, breathe, give yourself grace. You don't have to be perfect. I'm not perfect. So thank you again for watching. Please be sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications. I so appreciate your support as I launch my channel and share with you my weight loss journey, fitness, and all that fun stuff. And until next time, keep doing what you love.